Government actions. The Trump administration yesterday imposed sanctions on 4 firms operating in Venezuela's oil sector. NTD's Daniel Monahan has more on the move, which also designated 4 additional oil tankers as blocked property.
The U.S. accuses the ships of being part of a shadow fleet serving President Nicolas Maduro's government. The Treasury Department says Maduro's regime increasingly depends on the shadow fleet to evade sanctions and raise cash for its narco-terrorist operations. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said, President Trump has been clear we will not allow the illegitimate Maduro regime to profit from exporting oil while it floods the United States with deadly drugs. The Treasury Department says it will continue to implement President Trump's campaign of pressure on Maduro's regime. U.S. forces have seized 2 oil tankers off Venezuela's coast and are pursuing another. The government has also conducted a series of deadly strikes on alleged drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean Sea and Eastern Pacific Ocean. Yesterday, Joint Task Force Southern Spear killed 5 people in a lethal strike on 2 vessels it says were operated by designated terrorist organizations. The move was carried out at the direction of War Secretary Pete Hegseth. The government says the vessels were traveling along known narco-trafficking routes and engaged in narco-trafficking. Such strikes on alleged drug boats have killed at least 110 people since early September. Republican Senator Rand Paul has criticized the Trump administration for blowing up boats of what he described as unarmed people suspected of being drug dealers. President Trump announced earlier this month a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers coming in and out of the South American country. He also demanded that Venezuela return assets that it seized from U.S. oil companies years ago. The actions are part of the Trump administration's months-long pressure campaign on Maduro, who is widely viewed as a dictator, presiding over an authoritarian regime marked by rigged elections, systemic corruption, and widespread human rights abuses. Under Maduro, Venezuela has plunged into economic collapse and repression. According to the United Nations and Human Rights Watch, more than 20,000 people have been subjected to extrajudicial killings during Maduro's rule. Daniel Monahan, NTD News.
Since returning to office, President